Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the topic vector space of the paper linear algebra. So before going to actual definition of vector space, we define first of all what is a field, what is a set of vectors, and then we defined a algebraic structure VA of vector space of V over A. So first of all, what is a field? Okay, field is a set, okay, which satisfy following properties. So first of all, if A and B, A, B, C, suppose are the members of field A, then we should have A plus B and A into B must belongs to A. For each A and B belongs to A. So it is nothing but closure property. Okay, for any two elements A and B, sum and product must belongs to A. Then second one, commutativity. So that is A plus B should be equal to B plus A, and A into B should be equal to B into A. This is commutativity with respect to addition. Over here it is commutativity with respect to multiplication. So again it is for each A and B belongs to A. Then third one, associativity. A plus B plus C should be equal to A plus B plus C. Okay, this is associativity with respect to addition, and in the same way associativity with respect to multiplication, A into BC should be equal to AB into C. Okay, so for all A, B, C belongs to A. Then next one, there should exist multiplicative identity and additive identity. So what is additive identity in case of numbers? Yes, A plus 0, that should be 0 is additive identity, and after adding it to any number we should get the same number. Okay, and in the same way multiplicative identity, A into 1, that should give us same number A. So here 1 is multiplicative identity and 0 is additive identity. So there should exist 0 and 1 in the set F or field such that they should satisfy these conditions. For each A belongs to A. Then the last one, distributivity. So what is the distributivity? One more thing is left, additive inverse and multiplicative inverse. So for each A belongs to, suppose field F, there exists minus A and 1 upon A such that, so when this is 1 upon A, for A is not equal to 0, such that A plus minus A, that should be equal to additive identity, and A into 1 upon A, that should be equal to multiplicative identity, that is 1. Okay, so for every element A, there should exist minus A such that A plus minus A, that should be equal to additive identity, and for each A where A is non-zero, for each non-zero A belongs to F, there should exist 1 upon A such that A into 1 upon A is equal to multiplicative identity. And now the last one is distributivity. So what is the distributivity? A into B plus C, that should be equal to AB plus AC for any A, B, C belongs to A. So if set S satisfy all these conditions, then we'll say that F is a field. So what are the conditions? What are the axioms? These are also called field properties. So what are these field properties? if A, B, C are any three members of F, then first of all closure property. Closure property is nothing but sum and product of any two members of F should belongs to F. Then next one, commutativity. A plus B should be equal to B plus A. This is commutativity with respect to addition. Similarly, commutativity with respect to multiplication. A into B is equal to B into A. Then next one, associativity with respect to addition. A plus B plus C is equal to A plus B plus C, and A into BC is equal to AB into C. Then existence of zero vector. This is also called additive identity and multiplicative identity. So there should exist additive identity 0 and multiplicative identity 1 satisfying these equations. There should exist negative of an element with respect to addition as minus a and with respect to multiplication as 1 upon a satisfying these properties. And finally last one, it should satisfy distributivity, that is a into b plus c, that should be equal to ab plus ac. If all this excuse me, if all these properties are satisfied by some set F, then F is called field. Any example of field? Yes, any example of field? So I can have multiple examples of sets. First of all, suppose F is equal to set of real numbers. Is it field? Yes. Obviously, all real numbers, in fact all numbers satisfy associativity, commutativity. Okay. So these properties, distributivity, are obvious. So what about existence of inverse and existence of additive identity? Yes, there exists 0 in R as well as 1 in R, such that for any element A belongs to R, A plus 0 is equal to A and A into 1 is equal to A. Also there exists minus A for each A and 1 upon A for each non-zero A, such that A plus minus A is equal to 0 and A into 1 upon A is equal to additive identity, multiplicative identity 1. So therefore R is a field. Now, is there any other field or any example of non-field? Suppose if I define F as set of integer, it is a field. Set of integer. Yes. Here also commutativity, associativity, distributivity are obvious. Existence of additive identity and multiplicative identity also is there, so that is 0 and 1. Okay. But for each A there exists minus A, such that A plus minus A is equal to 0. Yes, it's true. But for each A there does not exist 1 upon A is not member of, instead of I, I'll denote it by Z. There does not exist 1 upon A in Z for each A. Okay. So therefore multiplicative inverse does not exist in Z. So therefore this Z is not field. So in the same way, yes, any other example of field? Set of complex number. Okay. Then this is also set of complex number is field. Any example of non-field set? So we may define F as, if I define F as Q, rational number. Yes, for each A there exists 1 upon A. Also minus A is also there. So it is also example of field. So non-field example, F is equal to natural number, whole number, set of all even number and odd number, even number and odd number. We may define like this. Okay. So that's about the field. Now next one, what is a set of vectors in vector space especially? Usually we denote this set of vectors as V. Okay. So this V, a set of vectors V is a set of vector. Okay. It contains those elements which are vectors, but it is not vectors just like as in physics. Okay, these are vectors who are having magnitude, not direction, and that magnitude is scalar quantity. But individually vectors, okay, members of V are vectors, okay, whose magnitude is scalar but they don't have direction. So any example? Yes, V is equal to, can I define it as R? We know that R is a field, okay, and this field or set of field is also called set of scalars. Okay, so can it be a set of vectors? Again same R. Yes, it's possible. Okay, because we can find, suppose A belongs to R, then we can find its magnitude. Okay, we can find its magnitude as modulus of A is a magnitude, and which we define as scalar quantity. We'll take example as R. V is equal to R2. What are members of R2? It contains order pair XY such that X belongs to X and Y both belongs to R. Okay, this R2 is nothing but Cartesian product R cross R. Okay, so it contains all order pairs. So it is a set of vectors having magnitude as a scalar, but we won't consider it as direction. Okay, so now one more example, R3 and in general Rn are all examples of vectors, set of vectors. Also we can define polynomial set Pn of x. So it is a set of all polynomial up to degree n, like this one a0 plus a1x plus so on plus an x raised to n, where a0, a1 up to n belongs to say R. Okay, so it is also set of vectors. Okay, set of all polynomials up to degree n, whatever may be n. Similarly, m2 by 2 R. So it is a set of matrices, okay, whose entries are real number. Okay, it contains the matrix of the form A, B, C, D, where this A, B, C, D are real numbers. Instead of this R, we may define Z. Then in that case, A, B, C, D belongs to Z. Any other example? Yes, function space. Okay, so we may define this capital F, okay, as set of all functions. Okay, f of x such that f is continuous on R. So what I have defined over here, it is set of all continuous functions. In general, we may define set of all functions too. Okay, it's nothing but set of vectors. So that's about the set of scalars, which is nothing but field, and set of vectors. So now we are going to define vector space. So vector space is a algebraic structure, okay, which combines V with F. So we usually say that V is a vector space over F. But there should be some specific algebraic operations, addition and scalar multiplication. So suppose V is non-empty set of vectors, F is field of scalars, then if there exists two operations, addition and scalar multiplication, defined on V such that. How these definitions are defined? They are defined on vectors of V and scalars in A. Okay. Such that for A, B belongs to V, instead of A and B, if I use the letters U, V and W belongs to V, and the scalar, suppose K, L belongs to A. Okay. Now, it should satisfy the following axioms. Okay. So, first of all, it should satisfy closure axioms. So, what are the closure axioms? As we have seen in field properties, in exactly same way, over here U and V, for each U, V belongs to V, U plus V must belongs to V. What is this plus? It is the operation defined on V. It is the addition defined as on the vectors of V. So U plus V belongs to V, and the scalar multiplication, that is multiply a vector of V by a scalar belonging to A. So K into U must belongs to V. Okay. So that should be member of V. So it's nothing but closure axiom. Next one, addition axiom. Addition axioms. So here, first of all, it should satisfy commutativity, then associativity. There should exist zero vector or additive identity, and finally additive inverse are nothing but addition axiom. So addition, first addition axiom, commutativity, that is for each U, V belongs to V, U plus V should be equal to V plus V. Second one, commutativity, for each U, V, W belongs to V, U plus V plus W, that should be equal to U plus V plus W. Then third one, there should exist additive identity, that is also called as zero vector. So for each U belongs to V, there should exist zero vector, I may denote it by 0, in V such that U plus 0, and that should be equal to 0 plus U because of this commutative property, and that should be equal to U itself. Then next one, for each U belongs to V, there should exist negative of a vector or additive inverse of a vector. There exists minus U in V such that U plus minus U, that should be equal to 0 vector. Okay. So are the addition axiom. So it should satisfy this algebraic structure VF is a vector space under the given definition of addition and scalar multiplication defined on set of vectors, that is V, such that it satisfies closure axioms. Okay, that is sum of any two vectors must belongs to V and scalar multiple of any vector must belongs to V. Secondly, addition axiom is nothing but commutativity, associativity, existence of zero vector, that is additive identity, and existence of negative of a vector. Okay, additive inverse. So are the addition axiom. Next one, scalar multiplication axiom. It's nothing but third part. So what are these scalar multiplication axioms? Scalar multiplication axioms. First one, for KL belongs to F and UV belongs to V, K plus L into U, that should be equal to KU plus LU. as well as k into u plus v, that should be equal to ku plus kv. Okay, it is nothing but just like distributivity of scalars and here distributivity of vectors. Okay. Then next one, k into, I will call this as 1, this is as 2 and this is as 3, k into L u, that should be equal to KL into u, and that should be equal to L into K into u. Okay. And the last one, yes, u is any vector of v, then u into 1 should be equal to always u for each u belongs to v. Okay. So these are scalar multiplication examples. So any algebraic set, algebraic structure V over F, its set is called vector space if it satisfies closure axioms, addition axioms and scalar multiplication axioms. Now we'll see some examples of vector space. Examples. Let V is equal to R2, that is nothing but Cartesian product R cross R containing all order pair xy where xy belongs to R. And let F be field of scale, field of real numbers. Okay. Suppose addition and scalar multiplication. Addition and scalar multiplication. In V are defined as suppose U and V are any two members of V. Okay. Then obviously U is nothing but some member of V, every member of V having order pair. So suppose U is equal to some order pair x1 y1 and V is equal to some order pair x2 y2. Okay. Then addition is defined as x1 comma y1 plus x2 comma y2, sum of two vectors. Okay, sum of two vectors in V is defined as, find the sum tuple wise, x1 plus x2, y1 plus y2. Similarly, k into scalar multiplication is defined as k into some vector u of V, that is x1 y1, k into x1 y1, that is equal to kx1 ky1. Okay. Question is it a vector space? Is it a vector space? Is V a vector space? V is nothing but R2. Is R2 is vector space over R? Yes. Obviously here, observe here, these are x1, y1, x2, y2 are real number. Okay. Therefore, x1 plus x2, y1 plus y2 are also real number. So these tuples are real number. So therefore, sum of two vectors, okay, is member of again R2, that is V. Okay, hence the closure property. Also, k into x1 y1 is nothing but kx1. What is k? K is a real number. Okay, field is also set of reals. So k is real, x1 is real, product is real. So this is real, this is also real. So it is member of R2. Hence the closure properties. Okay, so thus here R2 satisfy closure properties over R. Then next one, addition axioms. Yes, now these are real numbers and real numbers satisfy commutativity, associativity, distributivity. So all other adjuncts are obvious. So what is left? Existence of additive identity and existence of additive inverse. So we have to check for that one. So consider u plus 0. U plus 0, and I need it should be equal to u. For the algebraic structure VF to be a vector space. Consider u plus 0. So u is nothing but x1, y1, and this 0 is a 0 vector from R2. So I can define this as 0, 0. Okay. So after finding sum, I'll get here x1 plus 0, y1 plus 0, and it is nothing but x1, y1, and that is nothing but u. So u plus 0 is equal to u. So this 0, 0 act as 0 vector. Is a 0 vector in V. So thus there exists 0 vector or additive identity in V. Next one, additive inverse. So for each u there exists minus u. So u plus minus u. U is x1, y1, and minus u is nothing but say minus of x1 minus of y1. So if I find here sum of these two vectors, so that will be x1 plus minus of x1, y1 plus minus of y1, and that is nothing but x1 plus minus x1 is 0, over here 0, so is nothing but 0 vector. Okay. So thus minus x1 minus y1 is additive inverse of x1 y1 in R2. Okay. So thus for each pair, each order pair in R2 there exists additive inverse. So therefore this R2 is a vector space over R. Now next thing, whether this definition of addition and scalar multiplication should be like this only? No. There is no restriction on this definition of addition and scalar multiplication defined on set V. Okay, we may define x1 y1 plus x2 y2 as x1 comma y1 plus y2, and k into x1 y1 is equal to, I may define as x1 k y1. Now we have to check whether it is a vector space for this definition of addition and scalar multiplication. Okay, so we'll check it. To check whether V is nothing but R2 is a vector space over R under the addition and scalar multiplication defined as given over here. So what I'll do, I'll check first of all commutativity. So commutativity is nothing but x1 y1 of these two vectors plus x2 y2. So that is equal to, by definition, x1 comma y1 plus y2. And if I consider x2 y2 plus x1 y1, and that will be equal to x2 y1 plus y2. Are they identical? No. Okay. So therefore commutativity is not satisfied. So it's enough to say that it is not vector space under the given definition of addition. Now instead of this one, suppose if I define over here 0. Now, is it a vector space? We'll check it. What about commutativity? x1 y1 plus x2 y2. So that is equal to 0 y1 plus y2. If I consider x2 y2 plus x1 y1, so that is equal to again x2 plus x1, I write it as 0 y1 plus y2. Yes, commutativity is satisfied. What about the existence of 0 vector? Okay, so consider x1 y1. Suppose 0 vector. Okay, we don't know what is the 0 vector. So if I consider 0 vector as xy, and that gives us again x1 y1. Okay, u plus 0, that is equal to u. I treat this as 0 vector. I don't know what are x and y. So by definition, here sum of x1 plus x, we write it as 0, and next one y1 plus y, that is equal to x1 y1. So from this one we get x1 is equal to 0, and next one y1 plus y is equal to y1. So that gives us y is equal to 0. So therefore 0 vector 0 is nothing but x is 0 and y is also 0. So this is a 0 vector. Okay, there exists 0 vector. What about negative of a vector? So suppose x1 y1 and this xy is negative of x1 y1. So what should be sum? What should be sum of a vector and negative of a vector? That should be equal to 0 vector. And I know now 0 vector is 0 0. So that is equal to 0 0. Use the definition of sum or addition in V. So that is nothing but x1 plus x, we defined it as 0, and next one y1 plus y. That is equal to 0 0. So I'll get here y1 plus y is equal to 0. So y is equal to minus of y1. Okay. What about x? X is equal to 0, or x, we can't find over here x, so x is free. Okay, so x can be anything. So thus we get x1 comma y1 plus x is free, so I keep as it is x, and y as minus of y1, and I'll get this is as x1 plus x is nothing but 0. First of all is 0 and 0. So x minus y1 is additive inverse of x1 y1. Now is it unique? Is additive inverse is unique? No. I can define over here 0 minus y1 is also additive inverse of x1 y1. Also 1 minus y1 is also additive inverse, because whatever over here, the first tuple sum is always equal to 0 by using this formula. So additive inverse is not unique, okay, for each vector. So that's why an additive inverse should be unique, okay, for the vector space, for being a vector space.